These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mark Z via PDK comment researching bank websites in my little town. Wealth management is a service found on all, not used to seeing that. Another service is foreign currency exchange. Mark Z says banks are preparing for the shift. All right, Pimpy says month and a half, there's been quite a bit of positive news coming out of Iraq. Let's hope they stay out of trouble and continue working on doing what it takes to regain their sovereignty. They're taking all the right steps to do what it takes to appreciate the Iraqi dinar, which all of us are happy about. He's still got people out there swearing up and down that means there's going to be a reinstatement of the 322 rate. I'm going to continue to tell you, no, it isn't. I still believe the Iraqi dinar is going to go up in increments. It's not going to jump up to 322 right off the get-go. It'll get there fairly quick, but it's not going to happen overnight. As long as they stay in the good graces of the United States, everything should be fine. All right, Frank 26 Iraq boots on the ground report Firefly says Iraq's security team arrested the most dangerous foreign currency smuggler inside of Iraq. They're saying this is the head of the snake. They tell us that by removing this man, our reforms will continue and move forward as has been promised to us Iraqi citizens. Frank says these events are extremely powerful to allow the new exchange rate to come out. Militiaman, the finance minister is working with the United States, the UK ambassador, and what are they talking about? Militiaman answers the question and says the steps for ascension to the global financial system. Another question, what comes to mind when talking about ascension? Militiaman says WTO has ascension. Sampson article quote says the dollar in Iraq, Baghdad is planning permanent solutions with Washington. Parliament describes the dialogues as successful. Mark Z via PDK says in Iraq they are talking about how de-dollarization is working. Now that they have opened banks using other currencies, it has greatly reduced their reliance on the US dollar, and they are seeing the dinar rate gain against the US dollar. I was told that as soon as the parallel/black market rate reaches the official rate, then the big value change, and they need to stabilize the rates before they can change them. All right, Claire article quote, the dollar in Iraq, Baghdad is planning permanent solutions with Washington and Parliament, describes the dialogues as successful. Quote, Monday, November 20th, 2023, an informed source reported an expected meeting between the Central Bank of Iraq and the U.S. Treasury Department next week. All right, Nader from the Mideast says, yes, it's going to revalue. When? I don't know, but it's going to revalue. They have to revalue. If you look at the history, you look at the wealth Iraq has, it's real. What's going on is real. The revolution of the dinar is there. The reinstatement is there. They're going to have to reinstate. The dinar was down because of the war and the sanctions. Iraq got heavily sanctioned. Now the country is going back to normal. All right, Bruce via Wiser Now says, I think everybody is in full prep mode, ready to roll. Now, what could happen, we don't know. Do not know if tomorrow is in play. Thanksgiving night might be in play for notifications. Start of everything could be Friday. We just don't know. I think it's possible they will let us have our numbers and we set our appointments for Friday. Pimpy says, this is what I think is funny about these so-called professionals. They start off by telling you the Iraqi dinar is never going to revalue. Then they turn around and tell you, well, there is some possibilities. Either it is or it isn't. Why don't you just be honest about the Iraqi dinar? The dinar is not a scam. It's a legitimate currency. Can it increase in value? Of course it could. All right, Mark Z via PDK says, I have heard some very encouraging things about the next 4 days. Banks are excited, and banking personnel believe we are very close. In a nutshell, it points to the next 4 to 5 days for our announcements. Lastly, Frank 26 says, I know it looks like Parliament is trying to delay the monetary reform. They keep breaking the crayons for Sadani and Alak.